right, guys, welcome back to another video. We have lots of stuff to talk about today. We're going to talk about Dragon Age the Veilguard on the Xbox Series X and S, and just how well that game does run, as it is the launch day for this game. I will be checking it out. I am interested in it because the reviews have just been so crazy. They've been either really good or just tearing the game absolutely apart. So I will be checking it out at some point. We have Ubisoft information, lots of stuff on there. PS5 Slim, the covers, apparently they don't fit on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Apex Legends, are we getting another one? And Nintendo is releasing a Spotify competitor. Very interesting stuff. We'll jump into all of that stuff, but before we do, if you do enjoy daily gaming news and content, hit the subscribe to the video, all of that great stuff. So let's start off here talking about Dragon Age. Today is the launch of Dragon Age the Veilguard, and leading up to this game, there's been lots of absurd stuff in terms of the reviews, the discussions about how review codes were sent out, and all of these theories that have popped up. But at the end of the day, the best way to check this game out is to play it yourself and see if you do enjoy it. And one of the places that people are going to be checking this out is on the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S. Digital Foundry, of course, do their tests on how this game runs. So if you're wondering, they do say here the Veilguard is quite solid on the consoles, delivering good-looking and performant rendition of BioWare's latest game. In fact, in terms of where they're running, the FPS and all of that stuff, both the Series X and the Series S contain performance and quality modes, meaning there is a 60 FPS option on both Xbox consoles. They say here that we're looking at a very low internal res figures in the 60 FPS modes, which can get upscaled to more presentable resolution. So keep that in mind when you're playing it. I'm sure it looks great. I will be playing it on Xbox. And 60 FPS on the Series S, again, is another one. We talked about this the other day with the Indiana Jones interview, where there's going to be a performance mode on the Xbox Series S, meaning there will be a 60 FPS mode, or at least up to a 60 FPS mode. And it's just another example as to, if the developers have the resources and time, the Series S can do phenomenal things for the price. It is what it is. You're not getting this for high resolution 4K gaming, but you're getting 60 FPS in a brand new AAA game on a $300 console. Like, that is phenomenal value for the dollar. And the Series S has had far more wins this generation than losses, although whenever there are losses with the S, people like to think that it is like the end of the world, and it is the main thing holding back everything in gaming, which is just absolutely absurd. So Dragon Age Veilguard out now, and yeah, I'm gonna try it out and see if it's good. I mean, like I said, the reviews have been crazy. You've had the one scale, people are saying it's the best game ever, and the other scale just absolutely tearing apart. And in fact, the culture wars overtake everything in gaming, and it is kind of frustrating if you're somebody who doesn't participate in that type of stuff. You don't really care about it. You just want to play your games and enjoy what you enjoy, and just put all the politics and all that stuff behind you. It's been crazy. We've had this, so there's been a lot of pushback against the review process of it. And I mean, there is no evidence really that they did selectively choose people. And now it's being taken to an even further step, where there is a fake NDA that's being sent around for the Dragon Age the Veilguard reviews and guidelines and everything. And if you read through this, so I think with any sort of common sense, you read through this, you would instantly know that this is a fake NDA. I mean, in fact, they still have, I believe, the cursor up here in the top left corner. I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but the cursor is there. So whoever wrote this up forgot to take a screenshot of it or whatever, and remove the cursor from the screenshot, or like put it into like a PDF or something before taking the screenshot. Either way, just absolutely absurd. It's a joke because they're trying to make it sound like everybody was told to say certain things with reviews. And I can tell you, I don't get a lot of review codes. I have gotten review codes in the past at the same time, like the big dogs get the review codes, the guys that do all the reviews, and they have like 2 weeks to make a game. And I've never been once told what to say in a review. That you get like a guide, and it gives you some background on the game, and that's basically it. Unless these guys get different documents, I've never been told what to say. So when I started seeing people thinking that that's what has happened with the reviews, I was skeptical of it. And in fact, this whole thing is been proven to be fake. You have Mr. Matty Plays responding to this because he is the one that they were referencing in this fake NDA. But he responds here. It says, misinformation like this is damaging to the gaming community. The post is unbelievably false, and it's not the NDA I signed with EA, not even remotely close. The creator of this post even stated they are inclined to believe it is untrue. this is the last time I will be speaking about this moving forward. So if you're seeing a bunch of this stuff going around today, just know that that is a fake NDA, and it's not actually representative as to what people were having to be pushed to say in these reviews. I mean, people weren't pushed to say anything. So crazy stuff here going around with this game. All right, let's talk Ubisoft. Ubisoft results are out, and we know Ubisoft is in trouble in a way. We don't know like how deep this is going to go. Are they actually going to sell? Is Tencent going to buy them? Stuff like that. But they have put out their most recent financial reports, and the results for the first 6 months of the first half of the financial year, and it says everything's down. Basically, they are going down, but they do seem optimistic about the future and if they're going to be able to turn things around here. In fact, they do say here that overall they're down 19.6% year on year in sales, down 21.9% in net bookings, down 26.5% in digital net bookings, and down 28.95% in back catalog net bookings. They say that playtime and session days are up respectively 9% and 6% year on year, and monthly active users are standing at 37 million, up 3% year on year, which includes close to 3 million new accounts per month. I'm guessing that's with their Ubisoft subscriptions and everything. Star Wars Outlaws, they did admit, has underperformed expectations, even though it did get decent reviews and good user scores. I played Star Wars Outlaws. I loved the game. I really, really enjoyed it. I put in about 50 plus hours into it, and it was a great game. I mean, there's things that are wrong with it. You get a little frustrated at the beginning with the stealth, but once you really explore that world, I think they did a great job. They say here that despite these setbacks and everything, they believe they're going to be able to focus and execute and restore the level of creativity and innovation that built Ubisoft's success while delivering stronger execution and predictability, which they have to get back to. They need to go back into their back catalog and bring out some stuff people want. Apparently, they're working on a new Rayman. Got to get that Splinter Cell remake and just get Ubisoft back up to form, because Ubisoft is a huge player in this industry. They've brought us some of the best IPs in gaming. They have a huge history, and it would be a shame to see them just kind of go away. And hopefully they do actually return back to form. Rainbow Six Siege is a massive franchise. People ask, why is there not a new Rainbow Six game? Well, it's because Siege is still just raking in the cash here. They say that Rainbow Six Siege has almost made more money alone than any other Ubisoft franchise, which is absolutely insane. It's been out for a long time, but it is still extremely, extremely successful. Since 2016, we're going on 10 years almost here that this game has been out, and it's still killing it. So they're going to continue, I think, to double down on Rainbow Six Siege. I don't see them bringing out a brand new one to compete with it anytime soon, until I guess that player base just completely goes away. But here we are, and it's still a great game. So, I don't see why. People always want new stuff, but I think there's something really good there. You continue to add on it and you expand it. I don't see a problem with that. They do say here that since 2016, Rainbow Six Siege has made a whopping $3.8 billion, and it's just behind the entire Assassin's Creed series at $4.3 billion. So just this one game is slightly behind here the entire Assassin's Creed series. Crazy to think about. And it's beating the Far Cry series, which has made $2.1 billion. Absolutely nuts. It also has topped Division, Ghost Recon, and Just Dance. So crazy things there with Rainbow Six Siege. That's why people pursue games as a service. The companies pursue multiplayer, they pursue microtransactions, all of that stuff, because if they get a success like this, that game can literally hold your company up for years and years, because it brings in so much money. So interesting stuff there. They also insist here that X-Defiant strategy it's not going away. It's the core. They say amid plummeting financial performance, they say X-Defiant is behind our expectations, but the games as a service strategy remains the core. So X-Defiant right now is not going anywhere. If you are worried about that, they are continuing to back it. But of course, with anything, it could change on a dime with these companies. As soon as they say one thing today and then the next day, hey, maybe they decide to shut it down. They say playtime and monthly active user counts are up, spending is down, and the recent poor performance of Star Wars Outlaws has caused further internal issues at a time when things are already critical. However, the company's CEO, Yves Guillemot, has reassured everyone that despite X-Defiant's woes, games as a service remains a core strategy moving forward. So they're going to continue with this game, I guess, until it reaches a threshold that they just say, we're going to cut it off. You have Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is coming out, and they say that they're confident of avoiding a further delay. We've seen them make lots of changes to the collector's edition. I'm sure they're scrubbing stuff out of the game to not offend anyone. So that's probably what they're working on right now. I feel like the game was probably ready. Maybe it needed a bit more polishing, but because of the controversies, they had to go back and double check everything and make sure there isn't stuff in there that is controversial. They want to get this game out and they want it to be a solid launch. And they're saying at this point, they should have this game out in February. I'm very much looking forward to Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan and I've enjoyed pretty much all their games. So I will definitely be jumping in onto this one in February. And they do say here during their earnings call, as we mentioned a month ago, AC Shadows was a feature complete. So it was close to being launched. We want to make sure the delivery of the experience is impeccable on day one. So that was the purpose of the decision. So we have good visibility for the game to be delivered with great experience by mid-February and with great quality. So they say it's still coming out. That's the Ubisoft update. Lots of stuff there if you enjoy their games. Now, PlayStation 5 Pro is coming, and if you're wondering if you can use your PS5 Slim covers on your PlayStation 5 Pro, looks like you won't be able to. I'm guessing they're going to launch and want to double dip on people on these things and launch PS5 Pro cover, so you have to buy that one instead. This was posted here on Reddit, and it says the PlayStation 5 Pro does not work with the slim plates. So you're not going to be able to use all those fancy plates that you have bought for the PS5 Pro for somebody who has a Slim and was hoping to be able to do that with the Pro itself. Nintendo, they're always up to weird things. They are releasing a music streaming app for the Switch online subscribers. They say here it's not the Switch 2, but the mobile app sure does sound cool. You can go ahead and download it. It's also available on iOS and Android. Well, it is available on iOS and Android if you are a Switch Online subscriber, if you have that Switch app and everything. And they say the app features curated playlists themed around games, moments, moods, or characters, though you can also build your own. It also supports streaming as well as downloading tracks for offline listening, which an interesting concept here. I actually think this is a pretty good idea, especially from Nintendo, who have phenomenal music across their franchises. For some people, they're going to eat this up, and this is going to be something that they would actually continue using the Nintendo Online services for. The Nintendo Online services is pretty cheap, but it's definitely like the worst one out of all of them. You get the least amount of stuff. They have some cool classic games there and everything, but I think this is actually a pretty decent feature if you just love those Nintendo games. I will be checking this out. I love my Nintendo games. I love their music. This is something that I will be seeing just exactly how this app works and everything. Apex Legends. This game is kind of dying, apparently, and there's no plans in the works for Apex Legends 2. They say that they just want to continue innovating on their current game. This is during the latest earnings call from EA. What he says here is what I would say is that typically what we have seen again in the context of live service driven games at a scale is that version 2 things has almost never been as successful as the version 1 thing. And so actually the objective right now is to ensure that we are continuing to support the global player base that we have and to deliver the new innovative creative content on a season by season basis, as well as build those other things, but build them in a way that players do not have to give up the progress that they've made or the investment that they have put into the existing ecosystem. And I think that's smart. I feel like Apex Legends 2 would be a bad move. I would much rather them just go out there and make a Titanfall 3, if you ask me. I mean, they should just do that. Will they? Probably not, because again, this is a games as a service gem for them. Made them lots of money. Obviously, the player base is falling with all the competitors out there, and they have to do something to revitalize it. But hey, maybe just add in like a Titanfall 3 edition to it, even though this game is based in that universe. But like, I would love to see make a Titanfall 3 game and somehow incorporate Apex Legends. And hey, boom, this thing will be back. Who knows? I don't know. I don't play Apex Legends anymore. I played it when it first came out. I thought it was way better than all the other BR games out there. I liked it a lot more, but I've dropped off on it for a while now. And finally, a couple more things here, just some layoffs. Nightingale developer Inflection is laying off the staff. They put out a big press. I'm not going to read the press because it's all generally the same stuff, but it's just a continuation of the industry this year. And then we have here more layoffs from fandom, game journalist websites, GameSpot staff. They say endure another round of job cuts. And this is where we are right now. People are preferring independent people, independent guys out there talking about gaming news, getting gaming news, rather than these big sites. And you're seeing more layoffs in the media here. So we'll see if this continues. Unfortunately, it's always bad when anybody loses their job, and hopefully everyone lands on their feet. But I'll end the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
Bye.